Hi Disha.
Hi Vrikuti.
And welcome to Boju Bajai Podcast. I'm so excited. Can you feel the excitement in my voice, ladies and gentlemen?
I made Vrikuti do that, by the way. But I'm also excited because I feel like I haven't recorded an episode with you in I don't know how long.
I was very busy getting very important things to get like a tax benefit and all, like BIA and all that things.
Yes. But yeah, it's nice to actually be in a studio.
Hi, Disha. Oh my god,
I
I can touch it. This like this.
I know. And I feel like we're very much like on air with Sonza types.
Please, sorry, let's beep that out, guys.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Ani, what's Boju Bajai Podcast for people who don't know?
त्यसैले हामीलाई चाहिँ तपाईँले पहिलो पटक सुन्नु भइरहेछ भने बोजु बजे पडकास्ट होइन आफ्टर हाम्रो लभली ब्युटिफुल ट्यालेन्टेड बर्तिका एम राईले हामीलाई अस्ति एलओडीमा हामीलाई साउट आउट दिनुभएको थियो बोजु बजाई भनेर त्यो सुनेर तपाईँहरू बोजु बजे खोज्दै आउनु भएको छ भने प्लिज स्वागत छ तपाईँहरूलाई हामी चाहिँ हो मेरो नाम भ्रिकुटी उसको नाम इतिशा र यो बोजु बजे भन्ने एउटा पडकास्ट हो जहाँ चाहिँ हामी समाजका एकदम पेचिला कुराहरूलाई यस्तो हल्का फुल्का गफमा यस्तो लाइट टाइपको कुरा हानेर हामी यस्तो एकदम यस्तो दिन्छौँ स्याटर दिन्छौँ स्याटरिङ हान्छौँ एनिवे द्याट्स अस
आजको एपिसोड चाहिँ हामी एकदम सेल्फ प्रमोसनल मोडमा गइरहेको छौँ बिकज टुडेज एपिसोड इज अल अबाउट what?
Wait.
What?
Is it all ears? Ding 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 ding. Shh. We are here to promote ourselves.
No, we're here to promote our upcoming online podcast festival, the first of its kind in Nepal, funded by Splice Media. We're really thankful to Splice for helping us make this possible. So we want to talk a little bit about All Ears and why you should attend and what you can expect out of the festival.
Which is called All Ears.
Wait, what?
We're hoping somebody makes like a teaser for us and then we can play it. All ears. So one of the things is like we've been doing for, again, going back to Amro, first time listeners, if you're listening to us for the first time, we've been doing Boju Bajai for 6 years now. So as self-proclaimed OG grannies of Nepali podcasting, I feel like yo जिम्मेवारी हाम्रो काँधमा आएको छ to host, organize the most amazing podcast festival Nepal has ever seen.
Because it hasn't seen one yet.
So yeah, unfortunately, we have to do this virtually, which I think is good in some ways because then we get to have all these speakers be part of it without them having to be physically present here. So
we have like podcasters, media professionals joining us from Australia, from Myanmar, from the Philippines, obviously हाम्रो Nepali podcasters as well. This is happening on the 9th and the 10th of April. Schedule of the festival, the 2-day festival on the 9th and 10th of April is available on our website, bojubajai.org/allears. Tara, let's just talk a little bit about the sessions, Vrikuti. I'm really, really excited about our first session that we kick off the festival with. So you know her personally, you've met her, or at least you have engaged with her. I don't know her and I'm really looking forward to meeting her. So can you tell us a little bit about Nandar?
So Nandar is a feminist and an activist from Myanmar, and she's of Nepali ethnicity. She runs a podcast called Feminist Talks, a podcast that challenges patriarchal norms and hopes to create meaningful conversations around women's rights and social justice.
So we're going to kick off our festival with a session where we'll be in conversation with Nandar. We're going to talk about her activism, her journey as a woman, in Myanmar, within the context of sort of the political and social turmoil that she's had to face. But also we'll talk about the podcast and how the medium has allowed her to maybe push for space or create space. This is happening on the 9th of April, the Saturday at 10 a.m. So yeah, if you want to listen to Nandar in conversation with Boju Bajai, please do register for that session. I think it's going to be really great.
Yeah, and we'll have all the description of the sessions and how you can register in the episode description. So please do click on that link and be part of the festival.
Yeah. So as someone, I know, for those who don't know, I used to have like this alternative life in London where I also used to work for a media publishing company. But ever since joining Boju Bajai, also, I think that's whoever is trying to run an independent media in Nepal, whoever is trying to sort of create something that does not, attract like massive corporate sponsorships or fundings that you traditionally get, and who are not sort of these big celebrities who can just kind of
get all kinds of ads from cement to jutta to chiri to luga dhune powder to
for a podcast,
to baby products.
No. But in all seriousness, so for Boju Bajai, also one of our main challenges has been, how do we? Because we really, for us, for 3 years, we did this completely for free, at our own time, voluntarily, and those 3 years that we spent together, working on Boju Bajai, what really kept us going was like the support that we got from our listeners, the community. That was like our main drive, to keep it going. But then it came to a point we were like, wait, we're spending so much time on this. So then we started applying for grants, and we got very fortunate. Tara, how do small businesses, small media startups, small sort of independent media, how can they sustain themselves in isto type ko economic climate whilst, keeping their community at the center, whilst keeping their visions and their overall objectives, behind the media at the center.
And while this is a podcast festival, I feel like this session is going to talk about, which is with Carl from Puma Podcast in the Philippines. यो चाहिँ अहिले especially अहिलेको यो digital landscape मा चाहिँ कतिजना online creators हुनुहुन्छ who are sort of like have been doing their own thing for a while without really thinking about sustainability, viability of the kind of work they're doing on long-term basis. So the business of doing podcast ko your session ma chai, I feel like it'll be interesting for not just podcasters, but like Itisha said, anyone who's sort of trying to make a space for themselves in this online digital type ko yo landscape cha, so it could be for podcasters, could be for any sort of like online content creators, even for folks who run like larger
newsrooms, like editors, publishers. Carl Javier is the CEO of Puma Podcast, an award-winning sort of audio production company, and they've they started off as primarily a podcast production company, and now they've built this entire business around it. And he's going to talk about meaningful like audience engagement, like how do you really connect with the community that matters the most to you, and also how do you build a business around sort of your mediums. So Carl's session is on the 9th of April. It starts at 12. We think this session is going to be very popular, and we have income limited capacity Zoom. Sorry guys, we're still on the low tier premium account. So please do sign up to Carl's session as soon as you can. Ani 1:30 ma chai we have Sankalpa Gurung joining us. She's the host of Hamro Yatra, a podcast that connects Nepalis abroad, So I think like Hamro Yatra is like really, it's got a really nice vibe to it. Like it's, अनि यो diasporic experience त्यस्तो साह्रो आएको छैन नि नेपालको the struggles, the challenges of the immigrant life,
especially in the podcast medium.
So I think we'll be talking to Sankalpa about just connecting with the Nepali diaspora. And she interviews, like she usually has like guests, so I listened to her episode with Jerusha and she had Sajan Rajboy also, who are all like Nepalis living abroad or in different countries, and sort of that. Is that experience collective or is it different? So just talking about identity as well. So I think that'll be really interesting. So do join us for a session with Sankalpa as well at 1:30. On it, we have a short break, no?
Yeah. We have
to eat khana.
Yeah, we have plenty of breaks now. Your podcast festival we also have a networking session that day. After the session with Sankalpa. It's going to be online obviously, so it's going to be like, let's say if this was an in-person event, it would be just everyone just like talking to each other, meeting. So
we sound so businessy. Oh my god, guys, like come join us for the networking
business
online
casual
meet.
Okay, business casual लाएर आउनु होला Zoom.
You say for podcasters, no?
Yeah,
podcasters, aspiring podcasters.
So there might be people you want to listen to, learn from. There'll be mostly Nepali podcasters, so a lot of the things that they'll be saying in their sessions, if you have like questions or want to connect with them, I think there'll be like a more informal session,
casual, where we'll talk about hamro afno concerns, problems, and maybe we can, learn from each other.
And also I think one of the reasons why we're doing this यो podcast festival गर्नु कारण चाहिँ के पनि हो भने अब नेपालमा अहिले कति धेरै podcastहरु छ है तर I don't know if they're talking to each other हैन यो medium as a whole like कसरी हेर्नु भइरहेछ, what are the things you can do, how can you work together, त्यो space नभएर पनि हाम्रो लागि चाहिँ यो podcast festival गर्नुको एउटा कारण चाहिँ is also to sort of like bring together, create a space for podcasters in Nepal to begin talking to each other, connecting with each other हैन. So the networking session चाहिँ हाम्रो 3 बजेदेखि पौने 5 बजेसम्म हुन्छ.
अनि disclaimer, it's not like हामीले चाहिँ video podcast हरुलाई हेपिराको होइन है guys, just so you know. we did reach out to
one of the most popular Nepalis in the country.
Podcasts.
He goes by first name, so everybody knows him. His name is Sison.
Sison, Nepalko Dai Sison.
Rashtriya Dajuलाई पनि हामीले he's traveling, he has to bring a lot of drone footage and introduce the country to all of us who are on YouTube. So he's doing some really important work. We wanted to get Sison Bani also on board to talk about his own experience as starting podcast on YouTube. But unfortunately he could not make it. I'm sure he will share and subscribe and share this with all his hundreds and thousands of followers. Thank you.
Okay, and then so we round off the first day of the podcast festival with our session with AllEars podcast. I don't know if you guys are familiar with their work. AllEars podcast is really special. The hosts Sunita and Lorena in the podcast talk to the elderly, who are artisans or who come from different walks of life about their lives and their experiences. It's in Nepali, it's in Nepal Bhasa, so it's multilingual as well, which I think is really exciting. So at 5:15, the last session of day 1, we'll be talking to Lorena Sthapit, the co-founder of AllEars podcast, about not just the audio medium of their brand, but also how they've been able to build this social enterprise, around this sort of very clear and kind of beautiful vision that they have of their company.
Yeah. So त्यो पछि हाम्रो सक्यो day 1 हामी घर जान्छौँ अनि त्यसपछि हामी day 2 को तयारी गर्छौँ and I am very very excited about day 2.
Why, Brikuti?
Why? किनभने Itisa, because that day 2 ma we are going to feature, I think, the one voice I sort of grew up listening to, and the sort of voice that would take me to this another world, a radio world. It's Sabina Karki.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of us grew up listening to her. एकदमै popular program यो माया भन्ने चिज यस्तै हो. म त्यति बेलादेखि मेरो RJ voice हेर्नुहोस्, म माया भन्ने चिज यस्तै हो सुनेर म एकदम RJ voice बोल्न थालेको हो. And for me I was almost starstruck. I was starstruck when I had to like reach out to Sabina ji and tell her, and then I was so happy that she knew that we existed, and she immediately agreed to come on board. And so Sabina Karki, she used to be with Kantipur FM for the longest time. She used to run यो माया भन्ने चिज यस्तै हो जुन सुनेर मलाई एकदम लभ गर्नु मन लागेको थियो. मलाई माया गर्ने पुरा इच्छा मलाई जाग्यो टाइपको भएको थियो. But yeah, and there have been so many RJs, but she's someone who's been around for so long, and what makes her journey even more special is that उहाँले चाहिँ आफ्नो podcast आफै सुरु गर्नुभयो, Subscast हैन, and she has like massive following उहाँको social media मा हेर्नुभयो भने हैन. And like how has she been able to do this for I think it's almost over 2 decades of building a community, listening to them, and sort of evolving and bringing your audience with you throughout this journey. So yeah, we are so excited to learn and listen from Sabina ji.
Like I think the best transition from the RJ voice to the podcast voice. Like
ekdamai.
So her session is at 1 p.m. on the 10th of April, the Sunday. So do not miss that, because she's like every like audio lover best friend, I would say. The way she talks, I know, just this. Yeah, she like is able to connect with everyone as if like she's only talking to you, but obviously she's talking to
guys. We also
all
just
of her
talking
fans.
to you. Guys, we are only just talking to you. Yes, you.
Okay, what's next after that? Day 2 by Kitha.
Sorry guys, हाम्रो यस्तो लामो स्केड्युल छ, अब कहाँ छ डे 2. ओके, डे 2 को हाम्रो अर्को चाहिँ छ सेसन It's called Podcasting for Change.
Yes, I'm really excited about the session.
Yeah, and we'll have a conversation with the hosts of Period Ka Kura and Gulabi Sambad.
Yes. So we have Karuna from Gulabi Sambad joining us, and we have the two hosts from Period Ka Kura, Shrishti and Priyanka. Yeah. So we're really excited about this because I think what they're doing in this medium, within the audio medium, so Gulabi Sambad is about, it's targeted, or it's made for teenagers, young adults, where they talk a lot about sexual and reproductive health. They talk, they're catering their content to a very specific community. Period Ka Kura ko content is sort of a very niche theme or topic, so how do they do this? How are they able to sort of produce content which is diverse, dynamic, on a regular basis when they're working in such sort of niche spaces? No?
Yeah, we have so much to learn from them about the kind of frequency, consistency that they have with their work, So we're really excited. Nepali podcast scene ma the very few people who go beyond the traditional just like one-on-one conversation. So
this is happening at
2:15 Nepal time,
NPT guys. NPT
NPT
on त्यसपछि we have
our final almost last session with a speaker. यो चाहिँ future of sort of almost like just looking forward भनौँ न. अब यति हामी यति podcasting को कुरा गरिसकेका हुन्छौँ for 2 days. So what next भन्ने almost हो हैन. So sort of like talking about like what does the future hold for Nepali podcasting, for Nepali podcasters. So this will be a conversation with Madhu Acharya. He's the CEO of Sharecast. He has a very illustrious, ekdamai long career in radio, and then he's worked on several podcasts. One of the few organized entity which sort of has been pushing for podcasts and trying to get radio कर्मीहरूलाई पनि podcast introduce गराउने and helping them create different themes को podcasts हरु हैन. So उहाँले चाहिँ आफ्नो experience share गर्नुहुन्छ, and also we'll talk about larger भनौँ न नेपालको podcast scene in terms of like Nepal specific market को कुराहरु गर्दाखेरि
the ecosystem. Also the commissioning side, because he's been so active in getting new podcasts off the floor. So how does it actually work? So if someone has like a great idea for a podcast, what can they do, or where do they go?
So this session with Madhu Acharya is at 3:30 until 4:30 on day 2 Sunday.
And with that, we'll finish our online festival, and maybe on Sunday we might have a secret party for those who sign up.
Please sign up, guys. हामी एकदम बहुत जरा singing, dancing हरु हुन्छ हाम्रो, and podcasting हुन्छ in the networking / cool relaxing party that we want to do to sort of like conclude this 2-day epic festival. Please guys, please zoom ma आउनु होला.
We're obviously really excited about the sessions, and you'll also notice that it's basically Brikuti and I sort of hosting all of the sessions, so we apologize for boring you with our presence on the 2 days. तर guys, यस्तै हो, अब बोजू बजाइ भनेको हामी अब के गर्ने. So with that, once again, all of the sessions have a sign-up page, so you can go to our website and look at the sessions that you're interested in, sign up, register for the sessions. As I said, we have a limited capacity on Zoom, so make sure you register for the sessions you want to join us.
And the link फेरि भनिहाल्छु, bojubajai.org/allears.
All ears. हाम्रो caption पनि एकदम खतरा छ, guys. It's like all about celebrating and elevating the medium.
So,
yes.
Ding 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 ding. All ears.
What?
All ears. So भयो अब सक्यो, धेरै लामो भयो.
And a final again thanks to Splice Media for funding this project, but also kind of like walking us through this project.
We can't thank Alan and Rishad.
Thank you. And obviously thank you to Amro, ekdam lovely team members, Vidya and Robina. I think we're kind of driving them alikati.
Sorry.
Ekdam धेरै काम भयो. So please come and join us for so that you can see all the work that
and please for updates हाम्रो social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram हेर्नु होला. We'll also soon have a group that you can join where you get more updates. We'll have different kinds of promos that we're going to be spamming you with throughout this
because
week.
we only have a week to go.
So please bear with us. अरू डिटेल्सहरू चाहिँ हामीले यो एपिसोडको डिस्क्रिप्सनमा पनि राखेको छौँ.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the first you said morning sessions. They're kind of like workshops, eh? This is happening on day 2. We have 2 workshops. So the first on the second day, the 10th of April at 10 a.m. and this is only for people who are interested in your getting more like alikati skill based
like the sort of questions you might have about like if you've just started a podcast or are planning to start a podcast, like what are some of the things that would help you to like on this journey, you know? So we'll be there, Itisha and Brikuti, the OG grannies of Nepali podcasting, trying to sort of like answer all the questions you had about starting a podcast but didn't know whom to ask, where to see, because there's no Google.
Right. So this kind of like a primer to podcasting session. We're hosting, it's free to, all the sessions are free to attend. And then following that, we have this amazing session with Amro, go-to person for sound design. So Rajan Shrestha has worked on some of our favorite episodes, I have to say, where, you know, he's kind of...
Oh, by the way, you might know him as Fat Cowley.
I thought he doesn't use that name
he uses it. He's
just in case.
Sent it to us. Please find Fat Cowley on all the platforms, streaming sites. But yeah.
I mean, he's an amazing musician and, you know, but he's worked on basically some of our episodes where he's literally just changed the form and the effect of the episode just by using sound design and music. And like sound design really makes a huge difference to a podcast. So if you want to know,
all ears, all ears, all ears.
I don't like this one. I like this jingle. So yeah, if you want to know how you can use sound and music, I know what are the tools you can use, like do join the session hosted or facilitated by Rajan Shrestha, and this happens at
11:45 to 12:45 on day 2, Sunday, 10th April.
So त्यो बिहानको 2 workshops पनि छ. All of this is on our website. Okay guys, so see you on the 9th and 10th of April.
Actually we'll see each other, but we also need to hear each other through all ears, because ears कीवर्ड होइन, इयर्स हो गाइज. पडकास्ट भनेको इयर हो. इयरमा अहिले हाम्रो माइक्रो हेडफोन छ. सो अल इयर्स. All ears.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.